All right, today we're diving deep into the World Economic Forum's latest global risks report, and we're going to look at it through a very specific lens. What does all this mean for business leaders right here in the Near East? So, just to be clear, everything we're about to cover comes directly from the 21st edition of that WEF report. Our job here is to really pull out the trends and the data that matter most for the regional business landscape, from the Gulf all the way across the wider Near East. Okay, let's get right into it. Even the cover of this report tells you a lot. It paints this really somber picture of a world kind of teetering on the edge. And you have to remember, this isn't just some academic exercise. This is a forecast built on the insights of more than 1,300 experts from business, government, and academia all around the world.
And wow, this report does not pull any punches. Just look at this quote from the very beginning. It completely frames the conversation. We're talking about kinetic wars, sure, but also the deployment of economic weapons. Think about that. We're now in an age where things like sanctions and even supply chains are being used as weapons. For a region like the Near East, which is so globally connected, that is a huge, huge deal.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the big picture, the world on edge. Then we'll dive into the geoeconomic battleground, tackle the economic reckoning, explore tech's double-edged sword, and finally, we'll zoom out to see what the next decade might hold. All right, first up, a world on edge. So, what's the general feeling out there among the experts, the people whose entire job is to see these global shocks coming? Well, to put it mildly, it's not great. Okay, now this chart is really telling. Take a look. Half, 50% of all the experts they surveyed see the next 2 years as turbulent or stormy. But here's the kicker. Look at the 10-year view. That number actually goes up to 57%. So what does that tell us? It tells us that this instability isn't seen as some short-term blip. It's looking more like a new long-term normal. And that general feeling of pessimism leads us right into our next section, the geoeconomic battleground. This is really where those big, high-level power plays start to hit the ground and affect how business actually gets done. And this is the headline risk, right here. Geoeconomic confrontation is now ranked as the #1 most severe global risk for the next 2 years. I mean, think about that. It jumped 8 positions from last year's report. That's not a small shift. That's a seismic change in how experts are seeing the world. But this is where things get really interesting, especially for us here in the region. This table shows a stark contrast. On one side, you have the global experts, and their top concern is this big picture geoeconomic confrontation. But then you look at business leaders in the UAE, and what are they worried about? Inflation, the risk of an asset bubble bursting, much more immediate wallet-level issues. It's a really important disconnect between the high-level strategic risks and the urgent pressures businesses are feeling day to day. And this image really helps make that abstract idea, geoeconomic confrontation, feel real. It's not just about politicians and diplomats. It's about who controls the flow of goods. And when you think about the Near East being this critical hub for global trade and logistics, the idea of weaponizing supply chains, well, that's a direct threat to the entire economic model of the region. Which brings us perfectly into our third section, in economic reckoning. The report is basically sending a signal that the days of predictable, stable economic conditions might be behind us. Volatility seems to be the name of the game now. Yeah. The message from the data here could not be clearer. When you look at the short term, that 2-year outlook, economic risks are climbing the charts faster than anything else. Faster than geopolitical threats, faster than environmental ones, faster than tech. And you can see that acceleration right here. Look at these jumps. Worries about an economic downturn, up 8 spots. Inflation, up another 8 spots. An asset bubble bursting, of 7. These aren't just slow creeping trends. This is a rapid reevaluation of risk, and it's something business leaders really need to be paying attention to right now. And again, this isn't some far-off abstract problem. It's hitting right here at home. When the report surveyed executives on the ground, what did they find? Business leaders in both Oman and the UAE ranked inflation as their #1 risk. The global forecast is already the local reality. Okay, let's shift gears from economics to technology. Our fourth section is all about tech's double-edged sword, and we're really going to focus on this strange paradox around artificial intelligence. This slide just perfectly captures the global AI paradox. Look at the short-term view, the next 2 years. Experts have the adverse outcomes of AI ranked way down at number 30. It's barely on the radar. But then, You look out 10 years, and boom, it skyrockets all the way up to become the fifth biggest threat. This is what you'd call a long fuse, big bang kind of risk. But here's that regional difference again. The Near East seems to be way ahead of the curve on this one. For business leaders in both the UAE and Oman, AI risk isn't some distant 10-year problem. It's a top 3 concern today. And that makes sense, right? The region is investing so heavily and adopting AI so quickly that the risks, along with all the amazing rewards, are coming into focus much, much faster. Okay, for our final section, let's pull the lens all the way back and take the long view, navigating the next decade. What happens to this whole risk landscape when we stop worrying about the next 2 years and start thinking about the next 10? Well, over that 10-year horizon, the picture completely changes. It's a total transformation. All those geoeconomic and short-term financial worries that dominate the conversation today, they pretty much get replaced by environmental risks. Extreme weather, biodiversity loss, critical changes to our planet's systems. Those become the undisputed top 3 global concerns. And for a region with significant climate exposure, that is a massive strategic shift to have on the radar. So, let's tie this all together. The report basically paints a picture of a world that's, well, it's trying to put out immediate geoeconomic fires while this huge long-term environmental crisis is building in the background. And that really leaves us with one critical question for every single business leader and strategist in the Near East. In this new era of competition and all these compounding risks, what is our unique path to resilience?